Hi, beautiful, powerful, amazing people. I'm Gina Kazaz, the founder of I M Bracelets, where I help you shift your mindset and know that you're the creator of your life. Welcome to my channel. Before we begin, please like, share, comment, and subscribe so you never miss a video. Let's begin.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Today we are talking Dee Wallace. Many of you know Dee Wallace as an amazing actress. She was the mom in E.T., she was in Howling, she was in Cujo, she was in so many amazing things, movies, TV, everything. She's awesome. Did you know that she's also a healer? You can listen to her show on Sundays. She also has an awesome YouTube channel for anyone that misses her show, Conscience Creation. She's also an author. Her new book, Born, just came out. Guys, it is the only book that you need to help shift your life. I highly, highly recommend her book, and I highly recommend her and listening to her and what she teaches. I'm obsessed. Let me tell you a little bit about me prior to this me right now. 20-something-year-old Gina, heart was beyond closed. You couldn't even see light. There wasn't an ounce of light shining through this heart. I had issues with saying I love you to people. I did not let anybody in. I snapped like that. My emotions 100% controlled me. I did not control my emotions. My thoughts 100% controlled me. I did not control my thoughts. Horrible living situation. The person that I was living with was beyond toxic. The job I was in was extremely abusive. I lived paycheck to paycheck. I was crying all the time. Life was so hard. Even thinking about it now, like, it's like finding Dee, I mean, just she helped everything. She helped all of that, and I'm gonna share with you what she helped me with. Oh my god, who knew that I'd get emotional on this channel? Oh my god, talk about vulnerability. When Dee first met me, this would never happen. I never cried in front of others. I cried all the time by myself in my room. I had high anxiety. I was pacing all the time. I couldn't sleep at night. It was so bad for me. It was the hardest point in my life. Definitely one of the lowest points in my life. I lost my hearing when I was 21. I lost all hearing in my left ear. They have no explanation to how I lost my hearing. They told me that I would never get it back. I went to so many ENTs. I did so many hearing tests, and they all told me, Gina, give it up. You're never gonna get your hearing back. I refused to believe that. And I was willing to do whatever it took to get my hearing back. I was doing a filming gig, and the person I was filming was teaching an essential oil class. Never heard of essential oils, nothing, and I was intrigued. All these miracle health stories that they were saying, I was like being sucked in. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I've never heard of this. Do you think my hearing could come back? I don't know. Let me buy everything and find out. I got into essential oils. I got into eating healthy, and then got into Dr. Wayne Dyer, and I started reading all of his books. I was obsessed listening to his podcast. He started mentioning CST therapy for healing, and I looked up a CST therapist. Her name was Emma, and she is amazing. Amazing. She was the woman that got rid of my tinnitus. I've had tinnitus for 5 years, this horrible ringing in my ear. She got rid of it, cleared it up. As she was working on me, we got really close, and we were talking, and I was mentioning this acting teacher that I was with, who is also extremely abusive. You see the pattern of abuse in my life at this time. She said, you know, you should go to Dee Wallace. And I was like, oh, I'll look into it. Because she would be really, really good for you. You should look her up and go see her. So I looked up Dee, and I emailed, and I said who I was and what I was looking for. Dee replied back saying that she doesn't teach acting anymore. She does healing, which is the same thing. Just come on by. At the time I was living paycheck to paycheck, so giving to myself was really, really difficult. The CST therapy was a big gift to me. So to then like do a healing that I didn't really understand, was it like coaching? Was it counseling? Was it acting? I was on a tight budget. So I was like, maybe later when I save up some money, she's the one I'll go to. Couldn't get Dee out of my head. I couldn't get her out of my head. All the time I was thinking like, I need to go see this woman. I just, for some reason, she just kept popping up. This is around end of September, beginning of October. December rolls around, and Dee has her holiday special where she charges $100 for 30 minutes. And I was like, oh, $50 off. Savings. Sign me up. I am so excited. I have no idea what to expect at all. First session with Dee, I remember this so well. This is like 5 years ago, like February, like 5 years back. She was like, man, your heart is so, you gotta start opening up your heart. You gotta say, my heart is open. Put it everywhere. Put a post-it on your car, in your mirror, on your phone, everywhere you look. you're reading My Heart is Open. Just get that heart open. It's so closed. And she was all like, the emotion you feel the most is sadness. I'm like, oh my God, 100%. Like, crying all the time. And I, like, this is like one of the first times I'm like really like crying in front of somebody. All the things she was saying was just spot on. I mentioned like acting. She's like, well, you don't even think you're an actress. How could you be an actress if you don't think you're an actress? You need to know that you are an actress. You need to know that you're good enough. You don't know that you're good enough. This started around 5 when you were going to dance with your mom and this happened, and I'm like, what? Like, how do you even know that? It was so accurate. Like, yeah, she was spot on. She just knew things. The amazing thing about Dee is like, you can't lie to her. First of all, you shouldn't lie in general because you're only hurting yourself. You're paying for the session. Just be vulnerable and be open. No one's judging you. I like went in like, I wanted to know about like where my life is going. Like, am I on the right track? What's going on? Because like everything just seems bad right now. I'm just like super down, super depressed. Like life is really, really hard for me. And she talks to me about my hearing, and it happened when I was 21, when I was just getting out of college, and my mom was all like, you should go to get your master's degree, because I wanted to go into film, and she's like, you should have a safety net. And I just didn't want to hear her. And this side is the feminine side. And also I'm going into the real world for the first time ever in my life. And that's terrifying and frightening. And it was just like scary time. Everyone was giving me their opinions, and I was just like, off, shut off. I just don't want to, I don't want to hear it. Like, your opinion, keep to yourself. And I literally took my hearing away, just so I wouldn't hear people. When she said that to me, it was like, wow, like a brick wall hit me in the face. And then she gave me some new mantras and things to say. I was blown away. I left there feeling like I was on cloud 9. Every single day, I used to feel like I was crawling out of hell just to get through the day. So to feel like I was on cloud 9 was like the best feeling I've ever felt in my life. It was a rush. My gosh. Pull it together. All right. I was so blown away. No joke. I researched that night credit cards with like 0 interest for a year. I got a new credit card, and once that credit card came in, I bought a Dee Wallace package for the year. Boom. I was just so blown away with the session. And the crazy part is, it was just one session, and we were just getting started. Within that month alone, I can't really explain it. I'm gonna do my best. I had my heart is opened everywhere, all over the place. And every single day I would just say, my heart is open, my heart is open, my heart is open. I would see it everywhere, and my subconscious mind and my conscious mind and all these minds, they would be reading my heart is opened all the time. End of week 3, beginning week 4. She does say it takes 4 to 6 weeks to shift a belief. I don't know what happened. There was like light showing up in this dark cloud of a heart. and I started to feel love. I don't even know how to explain it. When you go from not letting anybody in, not showing love or affection, not saying it to people, just closing yourself off, thinking you're protecting yourself, to busting it wide open, it's a weird feeling. It's this loving feeling. It's this feeling of love. Oh, this is different, but it felt amazing. Like, it's different, but it felt really good. Dee is like therapy on steroids. If you do the work, you will improve. She cannot do the work for you. She cannot drag you to the finish line. She gives you all the tools you need to take yourself through the finish line. It's your job to use those tools. And let me tell you, I was paying a lot of money. I was doing whatever she said. She said jump, I said how high. I completely surrendered myself to her. Best choice I ever made. Every month you go and see Dee, because it takes 4 to 6 weeks to shift a belief. If you go earlier, you're just gonna be working on the same thing because you didn't shift the belief yet. And some beliefs are deep, deep rooted where they take a really, really long time. The thing about sessions with Dee is she teaches you social awareness. She teaches you how to control your mind, how to control your emotions, that you create your life, to take 100% accountability for your life and everything that's happening in your life. I had to take accountability for my crappy job, for the crappy roommate I had. All the crappy things that happened in my life, I had to accept 100% accountability for it. That is the way that I was able to shift everything so fast. You have to also know what you want. You have to be very, very clear with what you want. And every single time I went to her, I knew what I wanted. I knew I wanted to talk about my hearing. I knew I wanted to talk about acting. I knew I wanted to talk about money. I knew I wanted to talk about like whatever was going on in my life, like I knew. And that way I was like, okay. And that way we could move quickly. You have to 100% surrender to somebody that's there to help you. If you really, really want the help, you have to surrender. You can't fight it, because the way that you're doing it right now isn't working. So, and I realized that, like, I was creating like my own personal hell. If she could take my heart from being a black hole to this amazing, like, loving being of a person that I am, why wouldn't I just fully surrender and trust this person? The first month was all about opening up my heart, and man, did I feel it. The second month, I was like, let's shift this money belief. Like, let's bring some money into my life right now. Like, that is what I want. I want money. I go into my session in March going, Dee, I want money. So she starts to talk to me about my beliefs around money, how I feel like I'm never going to have enough. And it made perfect sense, because my belief around money was I'm always going to have enough, never more than that. That's exactly what was going on. Each month I was living paycheck to paycheck. I had enough, but I did not have over that. Shifting my money belief was actually the first time I experienced the work working. Now, I felt the work working when my heart was being open, but this time I seen the work working. Again, living paycheck to paycheck. I am doing all this money work and shifting the belief and saying what I'm supposed to be saying and feeling that feeling and all that great stuff. All of a sudden, I have over $400 in my bank, and I've never had more than $0. It's always been, you know, cleared every month. Now at the end of the month, I pay everything and I have $400. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's working. And it's tax season. My accountant calls me and goes, hey Gina, I just did your taxes, you owe $400. I owe $400. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm like in poverty right now. Like, I'm literally on Medi-Cal. Like, what do you mean? Like, I could apply for food stamps if I wanted to. That's how low I am. What do you mean I owe money? You owe $400. Once he said you owe $400, I was ready to explode. Something in me just stopped. I was like, no. You have the money. It's here. This is the money. This is what it's for. Go ahead and give it. Give it with love. I am abundant. I'm a money magnet. It's gonna come to me. This is it. Go. I didn't react. For like the first time ever in my life, I did not react. And I stuck to just give it with love and it'll come back. That weekend, I made $400 Saturday and Sunday at the restaurant I was working. Never make $400 at the restaurant. I was like, oh my God, this works. Like, this really, really works. That's it. Like, wow, this is easy. That's fun. I'm controlling my life now. I'm in the driver's seat. I'm stepping up to the plate, taking accountability for everything. And what I don't like, I'm reshifting, I'm redirecting, and I'm loving it. I'm also learning not to react. I'm also learning how to control my thoughts. I'm learning how to control my emotions. Am I gonna slip up? I slip up all the time. But that's okay, because I know how to redirect it. I know how to redirect my mindset. That is the greatest gift that she could have given me. I can't even explain to you how eternally grateful I am. I'm beyond words on how grateful I am to Dee. The tools that she's given me has changed my life. About the 5 years that we have worked together, my life has changed tremendously. I used to be anxious and overthink and pace and can't sleep, and everything in my life was terrible. Now all my relationships in my life are extremely positive. I work for me. I am a loving, positive, happy human being. I choose joy. I have an abundance of money. I get to live my life. Everything works for me. I create me and I create my life. Anybody can do this. Anybody can do this work. That's what's pretty amazing. I literally was trapped in my own personal hell that I created. Dee helped me see that you can choose to stay there, or you can choose to create the life that you want. You can get anything you want. You just have to shift those limited beliefs. You have to be open to all possibilities for what you want. You know, you can't control it. I was a big control freak. I liked to control everything and how it was going to happen and why it was going to happen and when it was going to happen. You can't do that. You can't do that with this work. There's been so many breakthroughs. I mean, money has come. I got a check in the mail for $750 in a lawsuit that I didn't even know that I was in. I got another check for $600 from a car people from years ago that apparently, like, they owed me money. There was so many ways money just magically showed up for me. There are so many ways that jobs and opportunities has shown up for me, and people have shown up for me. Relationships, positive, amazing, awesome relationships have shown up in my life in the most miraculous, amazing way. When you do this work, your life changes. You just have to surrender. If you're just starting out, I highly, highly, highly recommend starting out with Dee's book, Born. You get on Amazon, you get on our website. I highly recommend start there. I promise you, It will change your life. And then I highly recommend booking a session with her because she is a miracle worker and pretty amazing and a positive, loving human being who I'm just lucky to have in my life. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Gina Kazazza, the founder of I M Bracelets. Please don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a video. Thank you. Love and light.